Hey guys, it is late here on a Saturday night or Sunday morning now at this point, but I just finished up Thea, the Tomb Angel, in the Minotaur, and she is done and ready to go. Got her in some pretty good gear here, obviously. It's a lot of 6-star pieces here, and we do have a lot of 6-star legendaries. So pretty good stats. The crit damage didn't really end up where I wanted it to be, but I didn't want to steal too much off other people. So this is where we ended up. Very healthy attack there. Pretty decent defense, actually, for an attack-based champion here. And reasonable speed. She is pretty slow for a high-end arena, but we're going to see what we can do with this. I do want to max out her attack damage and just see what kind of damage she can do. I did end up going with attack boots, and that's why she's so slow. But this is where we're at, and we'll see what we can do with this. She is in Relentless, and that is so that I can try to get as many of these Hex debuffs out there as possible. It is a 100% chance to put that out there, and it can't be resisted, and it's a 2-time at random. So you do have a possibility of getting 2 on 2 different people with this on her A1, and then each crit is going to decrease the cooldown of her Not of This World skill by 1 turn. And that's on a 5-turn cooldown when booked, so then you hit 2 crits, and it comes down to a 3-turn cooldown. And then this is, you know, coming around super fast all the time, basically. So I'm pretty sure she's going to keep Perfect Veil on herself almost all the time. And then we got her A2, which is the cool part. Attacks all enemies, damage increases by 50% for each Hex debuff on the enemy, stacks up to 300%. So I've been thinking, as she's running through Minotaur and everything, of a way to get a bunch of Hex buffs out there. And it seems like it's going to be pretty tough to do, really. So I don't really know how many Hex buffs we're going to be ending up putting out to really take full advantage of this, but we'll see what we can come up with. And then her passive, of course, is really cool. I didn't actually build the accuracy into her in this build to take full advantage of this, but she does have a 50% chance of placing True Fear on all enemies when an enemy loses 30% of their max HP in a single hit. And that's, I think, from anybody. I don't think it has to be from her from this wording. So we'll test that out. I know one of my clanmates, Dark Prism, is going to use her with a bunch of Hegemons, and they're sure to hit somebody for 30% of their health in the first round of a battle, and this will proc. So I think that's probably going to work pretty well for him. We'll see. I do have a hedge, so we can test that out as well. But let's go ahead and jump in the arena and see if we got some battles that are worth fighting. These look kind of low, and I'm mid gold 4 right now. I don't have an arena defense in, so it is what it is. So an ally attacker like we have here in Atlanticus is a pretty good way of getting more hexes out there for us. So I think that's one way we could do it. We could leave her in. We might even be able to leave Skullcrown in there and just kind of do a weird modified blender team. But I think we're going to not do that and try to get some more debuffs on there so we can really see her damage. So I'm going to bring in Lydia, and we will try this team out. I'm not sure how this is going to work, but this team isn't even fully ascended, so I think we'll probably be alright, and if we lose, who cares? It's only a couple of medals here, and we're doing it for science, right? So we're going to go in with the ally attack, which is also a boost on Atlanticus, which will help her slow get in gear. So we did get 2 hexes out there that time. That's what we wanted to see. And then we're going to throw out the decreased defense and weaken, and then I guess we can go ahead and do her veil. I don't really know if we need to, but we will do that, and then we'll go ahead and do a Hex Reaper and see the damage. So 100Ks out there. I should have slowed that down. I will do that next time. Did see some 100Ks out there, so definitely pretty good damage. Kind of the damage we'd expect with that level of gear on her, to be honest, so nothing that really blew my mind there. This team might just end up dying too quickly to see a whole bunch, but we'll see how this goes. So we're going to boost, attack up. We definitely want to attack up on her. And then let's give Molly a whack here. Alright. Didn't kill everybody, so that's good. And then I guess we'll go ahead and do the same thing. We'll do the veil on her, and then do we even have a hex out? We do have 1 hex there. So we'll go in for the AoE, and let me slow this down this time. 1x. And 167. That was actually pretty good damage. I don't think that team was super well geared though. We do have a 50 in there. See if any of these look like higher end teams. They really don't. See if we can find something. Fortunately, oh, this might be all right. We got a CP in there. That's obnoxious. Not super high team power, but we'll see how this one goes. Let's try this one more time with this setup just to see. You know what? Let's start on auto and see what she decides to do on auto. So everything is going as planned so far. We got one hex there, and that is dead. So we have no hexes out, and 70s, 90s, almost 100k there. So pretty decent damage without the hexes, to be fair. So maybe it's not super critical to have a bunch of hexes out there. One other thing we might try, let's do this one. Instead of an ally attacker, let's put in, let's see, let's do our hedge and just see if we can get those fears to proc if we do have our hedge in there. And then to give us a chance to maybe get some hexes out, we could try someone like Gurgo that could freeze them up for a turn. I don't know if this is going to be fast enough, but we could try this. We're not going to have decreased defense and weaken anymore, but maybe we can make up with that, or make up for that by having a bunch of hexes out. So we're going to go in with the slam from hedge, and that basically killed everyone. I didn't see any hexes. They might have gotten resisted though. Like I said, I have almost no resistance on her. So we're gonna go ahead and freeze them up, and we'll just do an A1. Oh man, we're doing way too much damage here. Okay, so it's not, this is not working out for the testing purposes. We're just killing everyone with these other champions, unfortunately. Let's see if we're fast enough to take on this blender. What happens here? Okay, we did get some fears that time. Well, one fear on the skull crown. That's interesting. So we did lock out Arbiter as well. So we're gonna go ahead and boost, and then we will freeze. And then I guess we'll give Arbiter a whack here. Okay, that killed Arbiter. We'll just go ahead and boost again. And then this, do we have any hexes out? We don't have hexes out. Pretty weak damage there without the decrease defense and weaken, but that's to be expected. So that's that team. I think something like this could probably work. I'm not sure. I do feel like she's probably going to need debuffs out there to really reach her full potential in a setup like this. So what could we do? Just try Lydia in there again. This team isn't really legit as far as being a higher end team that you're probably going to be facing. It is pretty difficult to get your hands on Thea. I mean, you have to be beating some hard Doom Tower levels, so I have kind of mixed feelings. That was decent damage. I have kind of mixed feelings on this champion so far, just based on the fact that you could put a lot of other nukers in here that would do these kind of numbers that you wouldn't have to really worry about this kind of setup for. Foley, Trundas, you know, stuff like that, Candrafon. So if you're beating hard Doom Tower, you've probably got some pretty overpowered champions, excuse me, already. And do you really need to try to come up with some crazy setup team to try to get this to work? Don't know. I don't think you do, but that's just me. So, alright, there we got the fears. That was cool. So maybe a better use for her would be to pump some more accuracy in her to get more of those fears out. But we are going to go ahead and... So she just put hexes out. Oh, I know, it's because of the mastery for when Lydia just got frozen, she has a chance to counterattack. So that's actually perfect. Finally, one went our way. So we are going to Veil an extra turn. And do note when you do that, that's going to reduce your increased attack by a turn. So let's check out the numbers here. Let's turn it on 1x. We got 2 hexes out, which I think is the first time we've seen that. Pretty good numbers. And that was a fairly defensive team. We got Sepulcher, Syl, Duke, Duck, and Lugan. So that was pretty cool, actually. That was decent damage on a heavy defense team. So that's a little bit more of what we wanted to see. Let's jump back over here and take a look at the Masteries that I put on her. And I did kind of start off in a pretty standard nuker build, but instead of coming over here and grabbing Bring It Down, I actually came over here into Opportunist, and that was to give her a big old increase in damage if they're under, CC debuffs. So she's capable of putting out the True Fear herself through her passive, but then I also was thinking when I was doing these of how am I going to get, a bunch of hexes out there to really maximize her damage, and that's probably going to be through stuns and freezes and fears and that kind of thing. So I think this is probably a good one to take on her. And then I did also over here put this Harvest Despair on her so that she has a chance to put out leeches when she does put out those True Fears. So I grabbed those two, and then these 2 counterattack masteries are really big for her to get as many of those hexes out as possible. So we're counterattacking when we take big hits, and also if somebody on our team gets froze up. And then I did go with Helm Smasher. My crit damage is a little low, so maybe Flawless Execution would have been the way to go here. But I do have super high attack to kind of make up for that. But either one of those would definitely be the way you want to go on Thea. That is going to be the Masteries. And then for the artifacts, I think one thing that I could do here is swap out this attack banner with an accuracy banner and bump this up a little bit more. It wouldn't be super high accuracy. You're not going to land it on, resistance built characters, but you might land it on, your other attack-based champions that you're up against, the Skull Crowns and stuff like that of the world. Probably aren't going to be rolling with 300 or 400 resists, so good work on fearing those up. But if you did want to build her for super high accuracy and have her in a hedge team so that you're basically guaranteed a shot at putting out that True Fear before they even get a chance to go, I think that could be a pretty cool way to play her. And maybe I'll jump on Dark Prism's account and show his strategy with that, and we'll see how that works at a later date. But that is going to be Thea. Let's check her out in a couple other places. We can try to run her in campaign. She is going to be the bad affinity for this stage. We could try her on stage 6. That'll be a little bit better. Let's go ahead and throw her in there, and we'll just see how it goes. I think she's going to have plenty of damage to be able to get through this. It's just all the negative affinities, so obviously she one-shot that wave. She did start off with her her AoE on the first go there without going into her Perfect Veil first, which was kind of odd. But I guess she doesn't really need that extra turn straight off the bat, so let's try that again. Just make sure I saw that right. Okay, she did actually do it that time. And then she got an extra turn and went into the AoE. You can see the decreased cooldowns there. That's coming from that A1. Yeah, she's getting extra turns and decreased cooldowns all over the place. The Relentless is definitely working well. And she is wrecking face as expected. It's a brutal campaign. So another interesting spot to take her just to see the damage might actually be the spider, if I can keep them from going. And I think that we should be able to, maybe not kill the spider, but we should at least be able to test her out and see some crazy numbers here. So let's put Virgo in there to freeze up everything so we have a chance to go a couple times. Let's put in our ally attacker. I think we're gonna want Lydia for the debuffs. And then who else do we want? Maybe Lysandra? Just to reduce a bunch of turn meter. Obviously we're not going to be able to freeze the spider itself. I don't think we're going to have a better aura than that. This is faction crypt only, so we'll go with the speed aura. An attack aura would be preferable. We could possibly get rid of our ally attacker, but I kind of want to see that. Let's try this out. This might not work well. I don't think we'll actually kill the spider, but we'll see how this goes. Hopefully we'll see some crazy numbers. We're going to take it off auto. So I actually want to risk it and go for increased attack. I don't think we got out any hexes. That's unfortunate. Freeze these spiders up. Reduce the little turn meter here. And then we will put out our debuffs. Sure, we'll just hit the spider, whatever. And then I guess we don't really need the veil, although they're gonna come after her, so we'll go ahead and put the veil on. Why not? Let's go ahead and just try to get. We're gonna get a bunch of weak hits here, so this might not work very well. I will try to make this work, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we have quite a few hexes out here, and I think this should work. So we've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a good chunk of extra damage, and we will see when we get back around to her how that is going to do. So we do want that. Oh, we have a chance here to get out a couple more. We'll click this one over here that doesn't have a hex. Oh, we killed one. Damn it. All right, now we only have 3 out there. That is unfortunate, but it is what it is. And then we killed another one with the hex. So now we're back down to 2. All right, we're gonna freeze them up again, and we'll try this one more time. I think the spider might get his turn. All right, no, we got back to Lysandra in time. So we're gonna try to get some more hexes out. There's one more. All right, we got one more out. Maybe we'll try once more to get this to work, and then I'm just gonna go for it. Should be here all night. So let's see. We are going to increase attack and do the AoE. How many do we have? We have 1, 2, 3. We got 3 out there. Let's just see what kind of numbers we can pull here. Slow it down a little bit. So 200s I saw there. That was pretty crazy. Not too shabby. Definitely a big hit, and that's with only 3. So she could definitely hit super hard if you could somehow come up with a way to get a ton of hexes out there. You can't have 2 of them. Obviously, she's not in the shard pull list, so you know you're just gonna have to stick with the 1. You only get the 1. So try to get some more hexes out. Weak hits. This is just not her dungeon. It's not gonna work. Throw this on auto and see if we can actually win this. Kind of funny if we do. I'll be back. So it looks like we are actually going to kill the spider, which is shocking to me. She did a ton of damage, and I am surprised. That was mostly just due to a super fast Lanicus keeping the spider from taking a turn, and Gergo mostly controlling the spiders. Lydia almost died, but she did make it through. But that was probably the most hilarious spider team I've ever run that actually worked. And there we go. So if you want to beat the spider in a completely absurd way that no one would ever do, then this is the team for you. But crazy damage, even though she was a bad affinity. And it did take a while. I mean, most of that was just me screwing around there at the beginning. But maybe if somehow you've beat Doom Tower and you're struggling with Spider, she could be the solution to get by Spider 19 or something. I don't see that happening. So I don't know why I didn't think of this, but one spot we can find some pretty high-powered teams is going to be in a tag team arena. So let's try her out in something like this. So, got the Blender team here. This is a standard Foley nuke team. I actually stole Foley's hat. So, let's just replace Foley with her and see what she can do in kind of a classic team with a speed booster another speed booster, a Madam to strip and debuff, and her. Let's see what she does. I think this team is probably not going to be great for her due to all the spirit affinity, so we'll swap them like that. Got the fast. Do it like that, and we'll just see how this goes. Might get clapped here. So we are going to boost. Feel some turn meter. Gonna strip. We got resisted a couple places there. Not the end of the world. Here is where it gets tricky. Do we want to try to get some hexes out there? Or do we just want to go straight into the nuke? I think the safest bet is probably going to be to go straight into the nuke so we don't end up with a bunch of provokes and whatnot from Krisk. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to go straight in for the nuke and see the damage. So pretty weak. We don't have weaken on them, but that was kind of pathetic, to be honest. Who do we want to stop? Let's stop Chris from having his go. And maybe get some strips. Go in, do some turn meter there. In. She's down. So here we have a chance to get out some hexes. Okay, so we did get out 2 hexes. He gets extra turn, and maybe we can get out 2 more. There's some more hexes out. So if we can get back around to her before we get clapped, we do have 3 hexes out there on the enemy team now. So that could actually work for us. Just a little turn meter there. Okay, we didn't get any debuffs on her, so that's good. Do some buffs. And we don't have decreased defense on Seeker or Krisk. Don't have our ability anyways yet, so we're gonna just keep going here. Turn meter on that Altan. Do it again. Somehow she's resisting stuff without any resist. Not sure what's up with that. Got one last shot here. Can we survive? I don't think so. Oh, alright. Well, we killed some of them. Let's go ahead and get her veiled up again. That also is good for getting rid of some debuffs on us, taking that extra turn. So there's some hexes for us, and it looks like we might still be in this fight. Unless Altan, come on, you can do it. Altan might just come in and one-shot someone and revive somebody else. That would be a problem for us. Okay, so not really crazy damage there without the full setup that we should probably have gone with for her. And I'll just play through these other ones here. Okay, so we just finished out that round. And we can see she did do some good damage there, but overall that fight was pretty dicey, and this is definitely not the team setup for her. So let's try one more in a different matchup here. See if there's anything here we want to fight. We could try those. I don't think that looks great for her though. Not really sure what looks great for her, to be honest. Spirit, try one of these. So let's try her again here. We're gonna move our blender there. Our fastest arbiter here. And we are going to go for some shenanigans here. So, what do we want to try? I think we want Lydia back in there. You know, let's just do the team that we had going before. Like that. And we're gonna have to replace Lydia up here with somebody else. Who do we want to put up there? Let's just put Angar up there. Why not? Skip that and go on to the next one. We're getting clapped here. Screwing with the teams. So lost the first two. It looks like we did win the speed race here. I don't know if it's going to be enough to cut in with our Gurga. Okay, good, it is. We'll strip that stuff. Foley's going to get pissed and go in for an attack. We'll go ahead and reduce his turn meter. Go in for the debuffs. And what do we need to do here? I think we are just going to play it safe and boost again. And then go ahead and put our veil on and go in for the slam. So again, pretty decent damage, but nothing too crazy. So she worked yet again, but you could have put anyone else in there as a nuker and they probably would have done just as well. So overall, I think she is a cool champion. I don't think you need to be flipping out about getting Doom Tower secret rooms done to be able to get your hands on her super quick. She's not a big game changer really for anybody, I don't think. Again, if you're already doing hard Doom Tower, you probably don't really need her for any specific purpose. She is cool, but I don't think that she's, you know, game-breaking good or anything like that. If you have an idea for how to use her better than I did here, let me know in the comments. I do think I do want to try her with more accuracy and have somebody else be the main nuker so that she's getting out those fears. I think a hedge would be probably a good way to go. Nuke hedge so that you're guaranteed to get out some more true fears on that first turn before they even get a chance to go. So that's a pretty cool combo. You're getting a big nuke from hedge plus some debuffs from him as well, essentially via her. So that might be the way to go with her. If you got other ideas, let me know. But that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one.